Truth be told, I kind of like large, old stone churches. There's something meaningful and profound about them. Places where people have prayed and worshiped for sometimes hundreds, if not thousands of years. It develops a transcendent sense to the place. The stones are soaked in prayer and worship and supplication, thanksgiving. That it feels different in places like these. It feels transcendent. It feels bigger than life itself. And probably for most of us at some point we've had that experience. Maybe not in a church, might have been on the top of a mountain or staring into a bonfire or gazing out at the open ocean. Moments that we feel connected to something outside of ourselves, bigger than ourselves. And they pull us out of ourselves into a place that feels whole. Celtic Christianity and spirituality has this idea of thin places. Places where the distance between God's reality and our reality collapse in on themselves, and the veil between divinity and humanity becomes thin. Places where we experience this sense of transcendence more readily, more easily. Interestingly, when Jesus is asked by the Pharisees, well, where is the kingdom of God you keep talking about? He didn't give them a place or a time or a location. He makes the point that the kingdom of God is in your midst. It's among you. It's anywhere Jesus is. That is our moment of connection with God's reality. So what that means is any time we make space for God in our lives, through prayer, through reading the Bible, through worship, through just pouring our hearts out to Him honestly and authentically, that's the place where we encounter God most intimately. Any place we make room for Jesus becomes a thin place, becomes a place we can see ourselves from a different perspective. Large churches might help us focus more, and being on top of a mountain might help us feel small in a healthy sort of a way. Staring out onto the ocean might help us think about eternity, but the reality is any place we make room for Jesus, that becomes a thin place.